Hey everyone, welcome back to Azeem USA, the channel where we dive deep into the biggest blockbusters, breaking news, and everything that's making waves in the entertainment world. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and smash the bell icon because you do not want to miss what we're covering today. And to my loyal supporters, shout out to everyone sending super chats, super thanks, and joining as members. You guys literally keep this channel alive. Today, we're talking about the movie that just rocked the box office this weekend, Avatar: Fire and Ash. James Cameron's third epic journey to Pandora is here, and trust me, there's so much to unpack. From jaw-dropping visuals to controversial choices, record-breaking numbers to surprising twists, this one's a ride. Alright, let's kick things off with the numbers, because Avatar: Fire and Ash just made a massive splash at the global box office. The movie opened with $88 million domestically in North America, but here's where it gets crazy. Internationally, this beast pulled in $257 million. That brings the worldwide opening weekend total to a whopping $345 million globally. Now, I know what you're thinking. Wait, wasn't it supposed to open with like $110 million domestically? Yeah, it fell a bit short of those projections. Some analysts are calling it soft. But let me give you some perspective here, people. This is still the second highest Hollywood movie debut of 2025, right behind Disney's Zootopia 2, which opened with $556 million. And when you look at China alone, Fire and Ash pulled in nearly $58 million in its opening weekend there. That's insane. James Cameron himself is probably sitting back like, y'all doubted me again? Because let's be real, people said the same thing about The Way of Water, and look what happened. That movie became one of the highest grossing films of all time. The international numbers show that Pandora still has a massive global fan base. Whether this movie has the legs to reach those billion-dollar milestones like its predecessors, well, we're gonna have to wait and see. But one thing's for sure, Avatar is far from done. Okay, so what's Fire and Ash actually about? Let's break down the plot without spoiling too much for those who haven't seen it yet. The movie picks up where The Way of Water left off. Jake Sully, played by Sam Worthington, and Neytiri, played by Zoe Saldana, are still dealing with the threat from the humans, specifically Colonel Quaritch, whose consciousness is now in an avatar body. It's basically become a Tom and Jerry situation at this point, honestly. But here's where things get interesting. Fire and Ash introduces us to two new Na'vi tribes that are absolute game changers. First up, we have the Ash people, also called the Manquan clan. These guys live near volcanic regions and have developed a symbiotic relationship with fire. They're led by Varang, played by Una Chaplin, and let me tell you, she is terrifying. This is the first time we're seeing the dark side of the Na'vi. James Cameron himself said he wanted to flip the script. In the first two movies, humans were the villains and Na'vi were the heroes. But in Fire and Ash, we see that not all Na'vi are peaceful. Some are brutal, some are territorial, and Varang, she's out for blood. The second new Na'vi tribe are the Wind Traders, the Tlalim clan. These are nomadic Na'vi who travel across Pandora in these incredible airships powered by Medusa-loid creatures called Medusoids. Think of them like the ancient spice road traders, but in the sky. They're peaceful, they share knowledge, they unite people. Their leader is Palak, played by David Thewlis. Yes, Professor Lupin from Harry Potter. The Sully family finds refuge with the Wind Traders at one point, and honestly, these sequences are some of the most beautiful in the entire film. The visuals are out of this world, literally. Now, let's talk about the man himself, James Cameron. This guy is 71 years old and still pushing the boundaries of filmmaking like nobody else. Cameron recently said something that got a lot of people talking. He mentioned that Fire and Ash might not be what fans signed up for, because he's making brave choices to ensure this movie stands out from the first two. And you know what? He's right. This movie feels different. It's darker, more emotional, and it takes risks that not everyone is gonna love. But that's what separates Cameron from other directors. He doesn't play it safe. One scene that everyone's talking about? There's this intense, trippy sequence that Cameron himself called his favorite scene. Without spoiling it, let's just say it involves some, let's call it adult themes mixed with a psychedelic drug-induced vision. The internet is losing it over the scene. Cameron also revealed that he made changes to Fire and Ash based on audience reactions to The Way of Water. For example, Loak, played by Britton Dalton, really resonated with fans, so his character has a much bigger role in this film. He steps up as a brother and as a son, and honestly, his arc is one of the most satisfying parts of the movie. But here's the bombshell. Cameron also hinted that he might be done with Avatar after this. In a recent interview, he said, "I feel done." Now, Avatar 4 and 5 are still scheduled for 2029 and 2031, but Cameron's comments have everyone wondering if he'll actually direct them or pass the torch to someone else. Personally, I think he's just being modest. This man has too much invested in Pandora to walk away now, but we'll see. Let's talk about what everyone agrees on. The visuals in Fire and Ash are absolutely unreal. If you haven't seen this movie in IMAX 3D, you're doing yourself a disservice, seriously. The underwater sequences, the volcanic landscapes, the Wind Trader's airships floating through the clouds, it's all so breathtaking that at times you forget you're watching a movie. The CGI and motion capture technology Cameron's team is using, next level. The way light reflects off water, the texture of the Na'vi's skin, the detail in every creature. It's like watching a nature documentary from another planet. One of the standout visual moments involves the Ash people's homeland. The contrast between fire and shadow, the way smoke interacts with the environment. It's hauntingly beautiful. And Varang's character design, she looks like a warrior goddess carved from obsidian. The film's runtime is 3 hours and 12 minutes. Yes, it's long, but honestly, the visuals carry you through. You're so immersed in Pandora that you almost don't notice the time passing. Almost. That being said, some critics are saying the visuals can't save a weak story. And that brings us to... Okay, real talk time. Fire and Ash is getting mixed reviews, and we need to address that. On Rotten Tomatoes, the movie is sitting at around 69%, which isn't terrible, but it's definitely lower than The Way of Water. Critics are saying the story is too predictable, the runtime is too long, and that it feels like we're watching the same movie over and over again. One reviewer called it 197 minutes of screensaver graphics with clunky dialogue. Harsh, but I get where they're coming from. If you strip away the visuals, the core story is familiar. It's humans versus Na'vi, big epic battle at the end, family drama in between. We've seen this formula twice already. The character arcs are also a sticking point. Jake and Neytiri don't really evolve much. Colonel Quaritch is still chasing Jake like it's a cartoon rivalry. And while some characters like Loak and Kiri get development, others feel stagnant. But here's my take, and let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree. I think people are forgetting what Avatar is supposed to be. This isn't some complex, mind-bending thriller. It's an epic spectacle. It's a visual journey. It's meant to make you feel, not just think. Yeah, the story is simple, but sometimes simple is effective. And if you're going into this expecting Inception-level plot twists, you're setting yourself up for disappointment. That being said, I do think Cameron could tighten up the script. 3 hours is a commitment, and not every scene feels essential. If he cut 30 to 40 minutes, the pacing would be way better. Let's give some love to the cast, because they're all bringing their A-game. Sam Worthington and Zoe Saldana are back as Jake and Neytiri, and their chemistry is still strong. You believe they're a family fighting to survive. Sigourney Weaver returns as Kiri, and her character finally gets some payoff in this movie. Without spoiling it, she has a major moment that ties into her mysterious origins. Stephen Lang is back as Quaritch, and honestly, at this point, he's just having fun with the role. The rivalry between him and Jake is borderless. But the real standout, Una Chaplin as Varang. She is menacing. Every scene she's in, you feel the danger. Her performance elevates the entire film. And shout out to David Thewlis as Palak. He brings wisdom and warmth to the Wind Trader's leader, and his voice work is perfection. So what's next for the Avatar franchise? Well, Avatar 4 is scheduled for December 21, 2029, and Avatar 5 is set for December 19, 2031. Cameron has said the fourth film will explore yet another region of Pandora, possibly focusing more on the Wind Traders. And the fifth movie? That's still a mystery. But like I mentioned earlier, Cameron's recent comments about feeling done have everyone wondering if he'll actually direct those films or if someone else will take over. Personally, I'm excited to see where this goes. Pandora is such a rich world, and there's still so much to explore. All right, fam, that's everything you need to know about Avatar Fire and Ash. It's a visual masterpiece with some storytelling flaws, but overall, it's an experience worth having, especially in IMAX 3D. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you seen Fire and Ash yet? What did you think? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let's get a discussion going. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to smash that like button. It really helps the algorithm push this video to more people. Subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that bell so you never miss an upload. I'll see you in the next video.